Hello students, today we are here with our worksheet number 67, class 10, subject science, and today we discuss about the sexual mode of reproduction. What is the sexual mode of reproduction? Sexual mode of reproduction means in which new organism formed by the two parents by making use of their gametes or sex cell, and here gametes which contain half number of chromosome develop into new organism. It means when two parents, male and female, are needed to produce a new young one, then this is known as the sexual reproduction, and the male gamete and female gametes combine together to form a new organism. Why this sexual reproduction is important? Firstly, sexual reproduction is promote diversity of characters. Diversity of characters, it means it gives the origin of new species which leads to the variation and which is necessary for the evolution. It means sexual reproduction, the offspring which is the result of the fusion of two gametes is completely not similar, not identical to the parents, which give origin to a new species, which allow new combinations and which leads to the variation, and due to which we study about the evolution. So at the end, it means sexual reproduction is necessary for the evolution. Without sexual reproduction, we doesn't study about the new species, about the evolutionary process. Now, sexual reproduction in flowering plants. Students, a flower, it may be unisexual, it means it contain only stamen or carpel. If a flower contain only the male part or only the female part, then it is called unisexual. For example, papaya and watermelon. Bisexual flower, if the flower contain both stamen and carpel, these are called the bisexual. For example, hibiscus and mustard. All the reproductive parts are located in the flower. So here diagram of the flower is given up to you. Now we discuss the different parts by studying this diagram. You can see here the middle centered part, this one. So this one is female part. And female part has three parts. First one, stigma, which is very sticky, receive the pollen grains from the male. Second is style, and last one is ovary. And this ovary contain ovules. Okay, this is the female part, and this complete part is called pistil or carpel, and this is female part. And what about the male part? The male part you can see in the diagram. These are the male parts. So the structure and the shape of the male part is like that. The upper one part is known as the anther, and the second one part is known as the filament, and the complete male part is called stamen. So these are the two parts of a flower. This is the male part and this is the female part. Okay students. So stamen is the male reproductive part. It produces pollen grains, whereas the carpel is the which present at the center is known as the female reproductive part. Bottom is called the ovary, middle part is called style, and the terminal part, which is very sticky, is called stigma. The ovary contain the ovules and each ovule has an egg cell. So, male germ cell produce the pollen grain. These pollen grains stick to the stigma and through stigma it enters inward through the pollen tube. Pollen tube work as a carrier or a path which carry the male germ cell to near to the egg cell. And here the formation of the zygote occurs, which is capable of growing into a new plant, and this fusion is called fertilization. And after fertilization zygote is formed, and after zygote a new plant is formed. Next one, when the pollen grain transfer from the anther to stigma, this process is called pollination. And the pollination is of here two types. First is self-pollination. Self means the transfer of pollen occur in the same flower. Second is cross-pollination. If transfer of pollen occurs from one flower to another, then it is called cross-pollination. And cross-pollination occurs by agents like wind, water, animals. Whenever the pollen lands on the stigma, they travel to the ovary with the help of a pollen tube, and this ovule develop a tough coat and convert into the seed, and the ovary rapidly ripens to form the fruit. And all parts, petals, sepals, stamen, style, stigma, they shrivel and fall off. And when the seed contain the appropriate condition, it germinate. It means it develop a seedling. First, how sexual reproduction creates the variation. So here is your first answer. This is your first answer. Second, what is the importance of the sexual reproduction? So these 2 points are the answer of your second question. Third one, what is the example of unisexual and bisexual flower? So this is the answer of your third question here. For the unisexual, papaya and watermelon. For bisexual, hibiscus and mustard. So this is your third answer. Question number 4. Differentiate between self and cross pollination. This is your fourth answer. And the last question, what is germination? So this is your fifth answer. Along this, the ovule develop into a seed and ovary develop into a fruit. This is also included in your fifth answer. I think this is clear up to you. If you like that worksheet, share among your friend circle. Subscribe our channel Learning Light. Thank you.